Greetings to all viewers. This is Professor Ankit Singh. We'll now move to the next type of traffic volume count surveys. Okay, this is the next method, that is mechanical methods of traffic volume count study. Okay, so in mechanical methods, what we do is we use a few mechanical devices which aid us in order to carry out these traffic volume count studies. Okay, there are few devices which we can use. These are pneumatic tube, or also known as road tube, electric contact device, coaxial cable, photoelectric device, radar device, magnetic device, infrared device, and ultrasonic device. Okay, these are a few devices which we can make use of in order to manually or mechanically count the number of vehicles on the road section. Okay, now we'll try to discuss a few of these. Okay, so the first type is pneumatic tube or road tube. Now here, as you can see in the diagram, there is a tube here and a counter is fixed to one end and the other end is plugged. Okay, so how this works is, when a wheel of the vehicle passes over this tube, a shock wave is generated. Okay, this shock wave is generated in both the ends, towards both the ends, but since here the end is plugged, the shock wave through this diaphragm goes into the counter and hence one vehicle is counted. Okay, this is how it basically works. So pneumatic tube, it is the most commonly used method for determining the volume. It consists of a thick walled rubber tube about 12 mm diameter with 3 mm wall thickness. It is fixed to the road surface by means of tough canvas straps nailed across it at 1 meter intervals. Okay, so this tube is fixed to the road surface using tapes. Okay, canvas straps. Okay, and these straps are used at 1 meter intervals. Okay, one end of the tube is connected to the counter and the other end is fitted with a plug incorporating a small air release hole to avoid bounced impulses. Okay, when the vehicle crosses the tube, shock wave is generated due to the air and travels along the tube in both the directions. Okay, and when the shock wave hits the counter, a single vehicle is counted. Okay, so this is the basic mechanism used. The next method is photographic method of traffic volume studies. Okay, so in photographic method, what we do is we take multiple photographs and then using those photographs we try to count the number of vehicles on that road stretch. Okay, these photographs are taken at a fixed time interval. So what are the advantages of photographic method? The present more accurate data. Okay, since we have everything on a photograph, the data that we collect is accurate. Use limited manpower. Much manpower is not required here, since only a camera and a single person can be operating that camera. Provide a permanent record for traffic conditions. These photos are a permanent record. Variety of analysis can be undertaken without repeated site inspections. Okay, since once we have a fixed proof, okay, a photo is a fixed data which can't be changed, so and this data can be preserved, so we need not go to that site again for any further inspection. Driver behavior is unaffected by this technique as it is observed in case of manual method. Okay, what happens in manual method is, when you are counting, when the surveyors are placed alongside the road and when they count the vehicles, there are chances that the drivers observe this and they might behave differently. Okay, a few of the drivers might even stop by and ask you questions regarding what is this and why are you doing this. Okay, so all these things wouldn't come into picture when we adopt photographic method. Next, ideal for before and after comparative studies. Okay, since we can take photos before implementation of some traffic rules and regulations or some new devices, and after implementing those, so we can have a before and after study comparison. This helps in determining the interrelationship between various traffic parameters such as volume, speed and concentration. Okay, now there are a few disadvantages also. First thing, it is expensive. Okay, here the equipments are expensive. We need electricity, we need batteries, we need to draft those photos, so it is expensive and time consuming in analyzing the data. Why is it time consuming? You have the photographs now. Now you need to analyze each photograph and count the vehicles using the photographs. So this will take more time as compared to the live counting of vehicles. Okay. Now, continuous strip photographic method of traffic volume studies. Okay. So in continuous strip photographic method, the photos are continuously taken. Okay, at a fixed time interval. There is a fixed time interval in which the photos are taken. Okay, it utilizes the stereoscopic photography. It consists of double lens system, a narrow slit 1/4 to 1/12 mm wide lies across the width of the film near the focal plane of the pair of lenses. To a stereoscopic effect, the lenses are inclined one forward and the other backwards. The forward lens will take the photograph of the object before the aeroplane crosses. Sorry, this is a vehicle. Okay, before the vehicle crosses paths over that area, and the lens at the later end, the lens which is placed, the second lens which is placed, okay, will take the photograph of the same object after the vehicle passes over the same object. Okay, so there will be two photographs taken for the same vehicle. Okay, now a stereo pair of photographs are taken. From these photographs, it is possible to determine the parameters such as volume, vehicle classification, speed, lateral spacing, headway, parking characteristics, etc. Okay, these all things can be done as a later part when we actually analyze the data. Okay, basically what the principle is, here we use stereoscopic photography technique wherein there are two lenses placed. Okay, and using both the lenses, photographs are taken for the same vehicle when it passes over a object. Okay, now time-lapse photographic method. Here the equipment required are a cine camera capable of exposing films at the intervals desired, a timing device for accurately affecting the exposure at the intervals desired, and a cine projector for analyzing the films. Okay. Now the next type is videographic method. Now here in these methods what we were doing is we were taking photographs, but in the videographic method we just record the video. Okay, and using that video we count the number of vehicles for different time intervals. What are the equipments required? A video camera to take photographs or video of traffic from a moving vehicle or a stationary position. Video recorder and player to record the images taken from the camera onto video cassettes and play back the recorded cassettes at any later time. monitor our screens in order to view those videos. Okay, so these are a few pictures of the surveyors while they conduct the traffic volume count surveys. Okay, such tents are set up alongside the roadways and the surveyors are seated here since they need to conduct the surveys for a full week or even months at times. So this depends on the requirement and the type of the survey. Okay, we'll deal with the next type of survey in my next lecture. Thank you.